have started doing Ask Profit at a new time, and obviously because I'm speaking to you at 10:30 as opposed to 11:30, and we've also started another new feature on the show. We are opening the phone lines and we're speaking to you directly. So if you've got a question for us, and we begin this show on an ongoing basis, you might know this if you've been watching the show, with one specific stock that is in focus. And today that stock is GE Vernova TND. It's a stock that a lot of investors have benefited from, because if you pull up the 1-year chart, or at least the year-to-date chart, you will notice that this is by far and away one of the tearaway stocks in the year so far. But it has in fact, let's pull up the 1-year chart and let's look at that. Okay, so GETND done incredibly well. A lot of investors benefited from it. It's a stock that a lot of people are focused on, but the stock is losing ground in trade today. And that's because there's an offer for sale, and the offer for sale price is at a lower price to what, or the base price is lower than what the current market price is. If you've got investments in GETND and you'd like to know about what to do with it, and whether or not to buy more at this juncture, or whether to sell because the stock has run up, do call us and I'd like to speak to you directly. We'll also take questions on WhatsApp. If you can pull that number on the screen, we will alternate between calls and numbers or messages on that number, and that will be over the course of the next 1 hour. To talk about both GE Vernova TND, as well as to take all of the questions that will come up over the course of the next 1 hour, I've got Astha Jain, who's a senior research analyst at HAM Securities, as well as Swati Hotkar, who is AVP Tech Research at Nirmal Bang. Thank you so much to the both of you, as always, for taking the time. I believe we've got a caller coming in, but if it's not on GE Vernova TND, then I will hold on to that in just a bit, because I want your view, Astha, on this. What should investors do with this particular counter? It's at lower circuit right now. Would you suggest an exit when possible, or do you think that it's an opportunity to add on dips?
Hi, good morning to all of you. So now talking about this counter GE Vernova T, first of all, the fundamentals were exceptionally well. The reason being the results which they have posted in the last quarter, there was an exceptional rise in the bottom line. It was more than 100%. So definitely it have to become the market favorite when such a growth being posted by any company in environment where we know that sentiments were not that good. So one of the reason behind this such a huge rise in the stock prices was its extraordinary results. Secondly, I think now the valuations are going ahead of its industry earnings multiple, because if I talk about the price to earning multiple, then it is quoting somewhere at around 120 to 123, which is much ahead than the industry PE multiple. And now, as we all know, that OFS is also coming at 1550. So my idea here is those who are in the profit right now, because if their cost price is lower than what the share prices are quoting right now, then partial profit booking is advisable, because ultimately OFS is coming at a lower prices. So we expect the stock to show more downfall. But in the longer term, I again believe that this stock has a potential to again move upwards. So in the short term, my idea is if someone is into the profit, then book partial profit. If someone is into the losses, might be the cost price is more than 1823, which is current market price as of now, then they should remain invested in the counter, because the longer term prospects are higher. So I think in the longer term, it will again gain the momentum, and we can see the upside momentum in the stock. But for the time being, I think the stock may correct maybe till the level of OFS prices of around 1550 to 1600.
And considerable stake being sold by the promoter, as much as 8%. Of course, that also includes a green shoe option, which is an option essentially to sell more shares if it is oversubscribed. The issue is taking place between today and tomorrow. Today, of course, is the non-retail portion. Tomorrow is the non-retail plus the retail portion, whatever gets carried forward from today. But we've got our first caller. We've got Gautam from Visakhapatnam who's joining in, and he's asking about Canara Bank. Good morning, Gautam, and thanks so much for calling me. What would you like to know?
Sir, I purchased Canara Bank shares, sir. The count is around 938 shares, and the average price is around 110 rupees. So I just want to know, if I wait for another 1 year, so will there be an increase in price or decrease?
Okay.
Will there be any demand for this stock or not?
Okay. Gautam, I'm just curious about why you picked Canara Bank and when you bought this. How many shares do you have, first of all? So you have 938 shares is what I understand. When did you buy this, and what was the intention when you bought it? Did you buy it based on the fundamentals of the stock?
Yes, sir. Based on the fundamentals only, sir. After Canara Bank split, I thought it's the right time to invest and hold it for 1 year. After seeing the fundamentals and technically analysis only, I have taken this decision, sir. It's not like it's not like a quick decision.
Okay, understood. Gautam, please don't call me sir. My name is Alex. There is only one Sir Alex. And if you are a football fan, you will know what I'm talking about. Let me go across to Asta for a check on Canara Bank on the fundamentals. Gautam has bought at levels of 110. He has lost a little bit of value, but it's still around that 100 rupee mark. And I've heard fundamental analysts being positive on Canara Bank. Do you have a positive coverage as well?
Yes, we are liking this counter, and I really want to congratulate Mr. Gautam. Yes, he was marked on what he has studied in the fundamentals. Fundamentals are good because the results which this company has posted were good. Now, if I talk about the net interest income, it was in line with the expectation. In fact, what we have seen that they have controlled their operating expenditure, and that was major reason that we have seen the improved financial performance. In fact, if I talk about the asset quality also, the asset quality has also improved a lot. So I think banking space is right now in a very sweet spot, and in that Canara Bank is looking decent to us. So we are positive on this counter. My initial price target for this counter is somewhere at around 125 to 130 odd levels, but this counter has a potential to move further upwards from those levels. So idea here is to stay invested. Maybe time period can range between 1 to 3 months time horizon.
All right, we're going to alternate between callers and WhatsApp queries, as I mentioned at the start. And so the next question is from Tanu. Tanu is writing in from Chennai, and this one's for you, Swati, on the charts, because Tanu wants to know about capital market stocks like Angel One as well as 5 Paisa for the medium term. Do you see any opportunities in this space? Oh, I think you might just be on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alex. Yeah. Good morning, all of you. Definitely, if you do the comparative analysis between the Angel One and the 5 Paisa, I believe Angel One looks really strong on the technical front. Why I'm saying that, because this particular counter has given the formation of a symmetrical triangle formation. It's on the verge of giving the breakout. Also, the interesting fact that it is well placed above all the short-term moving averages compared to the 5 Paisa. So Angel One will be a very good counter to take a fresh long position as well. Or if you're having any long position previously, definitely one should hold on for immediate target of 3,000 levels. If we check the chart of the 5 Paisa, my view is a little bit cautious because the stock is trading below the averages and it's under the formation of the low top, slow bottom. So one should not go for long position in the 5 Paisa. One should avoid this particular counter at the current market price.
Okay. Chandan has got the next question, and Chandan, thanks so much for your patience. I've kept you waiting. RVNL is the name of the counter that you would not want to know about, and you've bought 1,000 shares at a price of 255. He's wondering whether to hold. Let's pull up the chart and see where it's currently trading. RVNL, it's very much higher than what his buy price is. He's holding for 500. So I'm going to come back to you, Swati, on the charts. What are the likelihood of the stock hitting 500, and would you suggest a partial exit at that point?
This counter is under the pressure from almost last 6 to 7 months. It's continuously under the formations of the low top, slow bottom formations. The view will remain cautious as long as this particular counter trades below 480 levels. That will acting as a very strong resistance levels. So any move above that level only will see some sort of a reversal, or the fresh long positions can be built up above that levels and will take a counter up to 550 to 600 levels. So those who are looking for a longer term horizon, definitely one can hold on at the current market price. But if you're looking for a churning purpose or short-term purpose, I would suggest to hold your long positions by keeping a strict stop loss of a 420 and hold your long position for immediate target of 500. Then 550 levels can be seen.
Okay. Ashna from Faridabad has got the next question, and asking about Jupiter Wagons in the railway space, and bought at levels of 200 or thereabouts, and quite an attractive price. It's a doubler for Ashna, certainly, and 1,000 shares, so considerable profit being made. Asta, on the fundamentals, what is the outlook on Jupiter Wagons and also the wider railway space?
So we are on the railway space because what we believe that government capex will definitely pick up in the H2 of FY25. So, and we have started seeing some signs of that because recently there was a news float also. So I think maybe H2 of FY25 can prove a better, half year for these railway counters. So first of all, positive on railways counter as of now. Now talking about Jupiter Wagons, if I talk about this counter is looking decent to us. I think here 458 is what the price right now going on, and we believe that this counter has a potential to move further upside from here. So we are expecting this counter to post a strong set of numbers going ahead because now we are expecting the government capex to pick up. So definitely there will be a demand of the products from this counter also, and I think that's why one can remain invested in the counter with a price target of somewhere at around 520 to 530 odd levels.
Okay. All right. I believe we've got a caller. Seshu's calling in from Hyderabad. Seshu, hi. Thanks so much for calling in. You've got Bharat Dynamics, as I understand it, 1,200 shares at an average price of 1,300. At what point did you buy it and why did you buy it? Did you buy it for the long term or the short term?
Long term.
Okay. So can you tell me about what you thought when you bought it, Seshu?
Actually, we thought it may or it will reach up to 2,000. And then we decided and then we bought it actually.
Okay. When did you buy it?
It's good. 3 months back.
Okay. You bought it 3 months back. So you bought it at slightly elevated levels. What is the question that you have? Should you hold or should you sell at this point? Because if you sell, it'll be in a loss, right?
Yeah, correct. Is there any chance? Can we hold it or can we sell it?
Okay. And if you were to hold it, Seshu, how long can you hold it for?
I'm okay to hold for long. Actually, more than 3-4 years also.
3-4 years. Okay. All right. Let me take this across to Asta then on the fundamentals. Asta, Q2 wasn't really the best for Bharat Dynamics. The revenue fell as much as 11.5%. The net profit also falling over 16%, closer to 17%. And I believe you also had a margin contraction that took place. I'm looking at the screener in front of me. But if you bought at levels of 1,300, the stock is currently at 1,000. What are the prospects for the long term? You heard Seshu is able to hold for the next 3 years. Should he sell at this point though?
I think if a time horizon is 3 years, then it is no-brainer question. Definitely a hold is recommended from my side. Now, yes, we know the quarter was soft, and that's why we have seen the share price momentum was not working in the favor of stock. And one more important point, the valuations were very, very stretched when I compare it to the industry price to earning multiple. So that is also one of the reasons that we have seen the stock not performing on the bourses. But now, as I'm saying that we are positive on the H2 of FY25, so definitely this counter will also be a strong candidate because I think it can post strong set of numbers. Order book is decent. So all in all, if our time horizon is 3 years, definitely a hold is recommended from our side, and the cost price is 1,300. So I think initial price target can be set in the short term, can be around 1,350 to 1,400. But yes, in the time horizon of 3 years, these price targets are further subject to upgrade.
And the stock is up and about in trade today, nearly 4%. And remember, the 12-month performance is absolutely incredible. Not every year that you see a stock gaining as much as 80% or thereabouts. The next question I'm taking is from Hariom Karnal, who's writing in from Haryana and asking about Tata Power. He's asking about some comments. He hasn't specified whether or not he's got a long-term prospect on the stock. So I'm going to take it across to you, Swati, on the technicals. Would you suggest a fresh buy at this point?
Alex, not really. I would like to suggest a fresh buy at the current market price because the counter is on the verge of giving the upward sloping trend line breakdown, so which is a very cautious point at the current levels. Also, the fact that it is trading in the formations of the low top, slow bottom, I believe that 400 is the crucial support level for this particular stock. But looking towards the technical setup, I believe it will get breakdown and we might see some major sell-off towards at least 370 to 360 levels. So at that level, one can take a fresh long positions, but not at the current market price. So buy on deep strategy should be applied, not at the current market price.
Okay. All right. So that's the view on Tata Power. We've got the next question coming in on NMDC, which has been bought at levels of 247. This is a question from Tom's, and he's got 200 shares. He's looking at the prospects for the next 6 months or so. Swati, coming back to you on the charts, at 227, would you hold for a period of 6 months?
Definitely, Alex. The stock, the chart look very promising on the weekly chart as such. If you look on the monthly chart also, the stock is really doing very well under the formation of the flag pattern. It is just forming the body of that particular flag. On a higher side, the breakout comes to at around 240 levels, and I believe from the last few weeks we tried to attempt to give the breakout, but somehow because of the market also we have hit some selling pressures. Downside, it is forming a very cluster supports at 100 and 210, 200 levels. So as long as the stock trades above that level, the view will remain a positive. Any move above that 240 levels, definitely a fresh long can be built up, or we might witness very good sort of a buying with volumes, which might take a counter towards to 270 to 280 levels. So it's a hold from my end at the current market price. If you want to keep any stop loss, 210 will be act as a very strong stop loss for this particular long position.
I'm just going to take a chance and ask about this, and then I'll go to the caller that we have. Asta, any chance you have a coverage on Ceinsys? I'm not even sure if I'm saying this right. Ceinsys Technology. This is ADCC InfoCAD, if I'm not mistaken, is the former name. It's a BSE listed company, and year-to-date gains are as much as 300%. The stock is currently trading at 1,550 and it's got a market capitalization of 2,700 or 2,700. Any coverage, Asta?
Sorry, Alex, I don't cover this stock.
Okay. Swati, do you have the chart available to you?
Sorry, Alex, I don't have a BSE stocks chart, so I can't give a recommendation on this particular account.
Okay. Ashwini Kumar from Jodhpur has actually got 50 shares that he's bought at levels of 210 rupees a piece. Ashwini, I'm just curious, how did you come across this company and when did you buy it?
So actually, I heard, I think I bought it last year.
Okay.
I heard some news that the government has loosened certain restriction on geospatial data.
Okay.
So I hope you have heard about everyone heard about MapmyIndia.
Yes.
So this company is related, not related to exactly that thing, but it is related to geospatial data. So that is the reason I have purchased it. And thereafter, it was rising and rising.
Wow, congratulations. You've got a multi-bagger, and how. Unfortunately, Ashwini, as you've just heard, I tried and get a view from both of our experts. They don't have a coverage. Would you like to know about any other company though? I mean, and you've got 50 shares, you're making a healthy profit. I'm guessing someone would say you could take some money off the table. Would you like to know about another stock?
Right now, there is one more company, Ceinsys Technology. So that in that one, I am getting some loss. But yeah, still it is a technology company, so I would like to hold it for another 10 years. So is it okay to hold it for another 10 years?
Can you repeat the name of the counter, please?
Ceinsys Technology.
Ceinsys Technologies. Any view, Asta, on Ceinsys Technologies?
I think it was a IPO stock. It came back a year or so. That was the only memory I have about the stock. But right now, I'm really not able to comment. And one more thing, this is about Ceinsys system. I mean ADCC InfoCAD, because the viewer is right now online. So I want to comment on this counter because now I'm able to get it. It is by the name of Ceinsys, I suppose previously. That is, I'm talking about ADCC InfoCAD.
Yeah.
Results were extremely well, Alex. They were like, there was a superb jump of more than 200% in the bottom line. So I think the kind of results this company is posting, it is set for a strong, uprise in the stock prices as well. So my idea here is for ADCC Info is to remain invested in the counter with the price target of 1800. But sorry for Traction Technologies, I cannot comment right now because it was a stock.
Ashwini, absolutely amazing stock pick there that you've done. In fact, the only thing that I can say is congratulations, and hopefully the comment that Asta has given you on the company that you've invested in has been useful to you, and look forward to speaking to you again. Let's take the next question. This one's from Venkat Ramani, who's writing in from Bengaluru, and he's appreciating that we've changed the time to 10:30. It's our absolute pleasure, Venkat Ramani, and thanks for writing in. You're asking about Castrol India, which you bought at levels of 273 rupees per share, and you're losing a little bit of ground. Your holding period is about 12 months, and you're wondering whether to hold on at this point. Swati, on the charts, would you suggest a hold at this juncture?
Yes, Alex, I would like to give a recommendation of a hold at the current market price also. Why so? Because from since 2023, we have seen a very spectacular rally in this particular stocks once the stock has managed to give the breakout of 150 towards 280 levels we have seen. Now the stock has almost retraced its 61% levels as per the extensions. I believe downside it will take a support of 175 to 180 levels, and we might witness some sort of a reversal from that levels. So at the current market price, the stock has almost corrected this month 6 to 7%. So we might witness some sort of a fresh long positions at the current market price. Also, the momentum indicators such as the RSI showing a positive divergence. So whatever the technical parameters I'm looking on the chart itself is showing some sort of a reversal in the near term. So once the stock scheme manages to give the breakout of a 210, definitely a fresh longs can be suggested or can be hold at the current market price. Also, the immediate target will be a 240 to 250 levels on the high side. So it's all from my end.
All right, we have to slip into a very quick break. Just quickly before that, Ravinder is asking about future consumer. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get you a view on that. The NCLT has in fact ordered a liquidation in the counter. It's really not recommended to keep holding stocks like that. But we'll be back on the other side of this break to take more of your questions, so do stay tuned. We'll be back before you know it.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the long street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the long street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the long street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the long street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the long street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit, and this is where we take all of your questions live. And we've opened the phone lines and we've been speaking to you directly. In fact, incidentally, we've got another caller. Karthik is logging in from Chennai. And Karthik, thanks so much for joining us this morning. How can I help you?
Thank you so much. I was asking about Marksans Pharma.
Okay.
I bought it around 62 rupees 4 years back.
Wow. Okay. That's a great buy price.
200 quantities. Yeah, 200 quantities.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it is trading very good. And so see, my horizon of requirement is for long term.
Yeah.
My question is whether I can accumulate at this point of time, or shall I wait for some small corrections?
Okay. I'm just curious. This is part of a wider portfolio, I would think. What else do you have, Karthik? What else are you holding in the pharma space?
I have Marksans Pharma.
Right.
And I have Natco also.
Okay.
I have Natco.
Yeah. And right.
That's it. I think I only these two. And I also have Morpian Lab.
Okay, got it. And you'd like to hold for the long term. You're just wondering whether to average your cost price at this point, right?
Exactly. I see, is there any opportunity right now, or I can wait for some time for some, maybe it can come around 280 or 290.
Okay.
I can accumulate
So
more.
would you like a fundamental view or a technical check right now?
Fundamental.
Okay. Asta, it's an interesting question because the stock is up and about in trade today, 7.5%, and over the last week or so, it's gained about 12%. The latest update that I see on Marksans is that they've gotten a US FDA nod for an allergy drug that treats allergic rhinitis, but I can't see anything else that is material over the last week at least, and the stock is up about 7.5%. Karthik has bought a very attractive price, 62 rupees, and I think that's commendable. Would you suggest buying at this price, or do you think a better price will emerge?
So talking about this counter, see, this is the company which has a strong focus on the OTC market, and OTC, that is over the counter market, is itself is a very, very big market. So they have got a very strong opportunity over there, first of all. Secondly, the results were exceptionally well. Third, after the acquisition of Teva facility, this company is expected to perform strongly on the financial front also. So there are certain points that is making it as a very good investment option, and that is why we are seeing a strong run up in the counter. Although we have recommended this counter a week before to our clients as well as on some channels with a price target of 375. So I stick my view right now that we are continuously positive on this counter. We are recommending this counter as a buy with a price target of 375, but not as of now because today only it's up by 7%. So I think when some fall come, maybe at around the level of 320, 325, it is a good buy. And our price target at the initial level is 375.
I hope that answers your question. And once again, another of our viewers on NDTV Profit, I'm going to have to congratulate you for the purchase that you've made. What an attractive price you've bought at. Ola Electric is the next counter that we're talking about. And this is Prabir Banerjee's question. He's in a loss right now. He's bought at a price of 113, and quite a few retail investors have witnessed this as well. The stock is up and about in trade today, 5% or thereabouts, but he's wondering what to do. Swati, do you have enough data on the charts to give him a view on how it's looking in the short to medium term?
Yes, Alex. Already the stock has listed 4 months back. Definitely after the listing, price has just come down towards roughly 65 to 66 levels. I believe we might witness some more correction in this particular counter, which might take a stock towards 260. But currently it's trading in a oversold zone nearby that level. I believe for a short-term period, at least we might witness some sort of a bounce back rally towards to 95 to 100 levels. So those who are having any long position, one should definitely hold on. We have to keep a patience and at the lower levels, one should not exit the long position and book the losses. I will suggest to hold on for immediate target of 95, then 100 levels can be seen very soon. But you have to keep a hold at least for 6 to 7 months from the year onwards.
Right. All right. So that's the view on Ola Electric. Siddharth from Dubai has got a question on Tanla Platforms, and he's bought at levels of 871. Let's pull up the chart and see where it's currently trading. And he's looking at a long-term investment, and so therefore he's wondering whether or not to hold for the long term. He's got the price is currently at 700 or thereabouts, so it's given up a little bit of ground from where he bought it. Asta, on the fundamentals, would you suggest a hold?
Yes, I would like to suggest a hold because if I say to exit, definitely the investor will have a very strong losses. So I don't want that. Hold is a recommendation from our side because their OTT platform is performing very well. In fact, we are expecting this company to grow at a CAGR of more than 12% in the financials. So I think in the longer run, this can be a good candidate and it will speed up in the stock prices momentum also. So there is no need to worry. Stay invested in the counter.
All right, we have to break into regular programming because we've got an exclusive update to bring you from the political realm. Sources are telling my colleague from the NDTV group that there is a new chief minister for Maharashtra that will soon be announced, and that chief minister will come from the BJP. I'm joined by Vikas Bhaduria, who's joining us on the phone line, I believe. विकास, what can you tell us? आप क्या कह सकते हैं हमें? आपके सूत्र क्या बोल रहे हैं आपको?
देखिए, हमें बीजेपी के एक बड़े सूत्र ने इस बात की जानकारी दी है कि अब ये तय हो चुका है, पार्टी ने ये डिसीजन ले लिया है कि जो मुख्यमंत्री होगा महाराष्ट्र में वो बीजेपी का होगा, और इस बात के लिए आरएसएस भी लगातार दबाव बनाए हुए था कि इतनी बड़ी जीत के बाद जब 132 विधानसभा सीटों जीती है बीजेपी ने, तो मुख्यमंत्री बीजेपी का ही होना चाहिए। हालांकि इस दौड़ में मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदे की पार्टी का भी दबाव था, और वो चूंकि उनके नेतृत्व में चुनाव हुआ था, वो मुख्यमंत्री थे, इसलिए ये फैसला लेना पार्टी के लिए बेहद कठिन था। और इस फैसले के कई एक संदेश भी हैं, और जिनसे पार्टी जो है बहुत सोच समझ के विचार के ये फैसला लिया है कि अब जो मुख्यमंत्री होगा महाराष्ट्र का वो बीजेपी से होगा। देवेंद्र फडणवीस निश्चित रूप से इस रेस में सबसे आगे हैं, उसके अलावा विनोद तावड़े, आशीष शेलार जैसे नाम भी हैं, लेकिन इसके अतिरिक्त एक महिला मुख्यमंत्री भी महाराष्ट्र में बनाई जा सकती है। इस बात की भी पार्टी के नेतृत्व ने चर्चा की है। अभी वो कौन हो सकता है इस पर पत्ते नहीं खोले हमारे सूत्र ने, लेकिन इतना तय हो गया है कि महाराष्ट्र में जो मुख्यमंत्री होगा वो बीजेपी का होगा, कौन होगा ये अगले कुछ दिनों में तय हो जाएगा और 29 और 30 नवंबर को तकरीबन 29 या 30 नवंबर में से किसी एक दिन वानखेड़े स्टेडियम में बीजेपी का नया मुख्यमंत्री शपथ ग्रहण करेगा।
विकास, एक फॉलोअप क्वेश्चन मेरे ओर से। प्रीवियस टर्म में देखा गया था कि ये शेयर किया गया था और डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर्स वगैरह, देयर वर सेवरल कॉम्बिनेशंस दैट टुक प्लेस। ये इस टाइम नहीं होगा, ऐसे जानकारी है आपके पास?
Definitely there is arrangement for two डिप्टी सीएम्स, तो दो उप मुख्यमंत्री जरूर होंगे। पिछली बार की तरह ही बीजेपी का मुख्यमंत्री होगा और एक उप मुख्यमंत्री अजित पवार की एनसीपी से और एक मुख्यमंत्री शिंदे की शिवसेना से होगा। अभी की जो जानकारी है उसके मुताबिक एकनाथ शिंदे को ये जो पार्टी का फैसला है ये डायरेक्टली कम्युनिकेट नहीं किया गया है, बल्कि किसी के जरिए उन तक पहुंचा दिया गया है। और इस बात पर रिएक्ट करते हुए एकनाथ शिंदे के सांसदों ने आज प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी से मिलने का वक्त मांगा है ताकि वो प्रधानमंत्री से मिलकर उन पर दबाव बना सके, उनको ये बोल सके कि मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदे को ही बनाए रखना चाहिए। और चूंकि उनके नेतृत्व में चुनाव हुआ है, उनकी लाड़की बहना योजना वो जमीन पर उसका ग्राउंड पर जबरदस्त असर देखा गया। वे एक मराठा हैं और इस समय महाराष्ट्र में मराठा आरक्षण को लेकर एक आंदोलन भी चल रहा था और उसको कंट्रोल करने में एकनाथ शिंदे ने एक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है। इसलिए एकनाथ शिंदे को मुख्यमंत्री बनाए रखना चाहिए। जाहिर तौर पर अब जो लॉबिंग और प्रेशर टैक्टिक है वो शुरू हो चुकी है, लेकिन पार्टी ने ये फैसला ले लिया है कि जो अगला मुख्यमंत्री होगा वो बीजेपी का होगा और उसके साथ दो उप मुख्यमंत्री होंगे।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच विकास फॉर जॉइनिंग इन एंड फॉर गिविंग अस दैट व्यू। वी विल ऑफ कोर्स ब्रिंग यू अपडेट्स एज एंड व्हेन वी गेट देम on the appointment of a chief minister in Maharashtra. The stock market's clearly reacting to the latest update in trade yesterday. I believe we've got Rajesh who's tuning in from my home city in Pune. Rajesh, thanks so much for joining us this morning. How can I help you?
Thank you for taking my question. I had a question on Polycab.
Okay.
So I had bought at 4,000 rupees. So I wanted to have a fundamental view for let's say next 2 years.
Okay.
So should I keep it or like that?
Got your question, Rajesh. I just have a follow-up for you. What were you thinking when you decided to acquire, and you've got 150 shares of Polycab? Did you acquire all of it at once or did you build it up over a period of time?
So I had acquired, if you remember, this year, January, when they had this issue, income tax issue was there and stock reacted, quite like 20% it was down in January. So
yes.
At that point I had studied some like their results and I found like maybe I can take some bet on this, right? So far it seems good, right? So
that is
but, yeah.
Rajesh, that is an understatement based on your profit. It's been good is a very, very big understatement. Let me take this question to my fundamental expert. We've got Asta Jain joining in. A profit of 4 lakhs, more than 4 lakhs right now on this acquisition of Polycab. Asta, would you hold on based on the fundamentals over the next 1 to 2 years, or would you take some money off the table?
Yes, so I would like to say even the caller is from my city also. I'm also located in Pune. So now talking about this counter, fundamentals are very good. First of all, results were good. The wire and cable business has performed well. And now with the pickup in the government spending, definitely this will give a boost to the company's financial performance. And one more important point which I would like to say is that company has a target of achieving 200 billion of revenue in FY25. So now when such kind of targets are established, definitely the profits will definitely rise. If bottom line is, if the top line has such an ambitious target. And in that way, I think the EPS will also be increasing and the share price has the scope to move upwards from here. So stay invested in the counter. There is no hurry to book the profit. And our price target for this counter is 8,000, but in the longer term.
Yeah. All right. So 8,000 is the price target, Rajesh. So nowhere close to where that is right now. And congratulations once again for the acquisition that you have made. All the best for you in your holding of Polycab. Let's talk about Bajaj Auto. And this is a question coming in from Ravi Kumar. And he's asking what the prospects are for this counter. The stock has done quite well for itself, but it's lost out over the last couple of months since October, and several frontline counters have at that. But Swati, on the charts, is it looking attractive at this point? Would you suggest a fresh entry?
It's not at all. The chart looks much more attractive at the current market price. I will not suggest to take a fresh long position. This quarter, we have seen almost 25% correction in this particular stock from almost 12,500 towards to 92,64 levels. I believe that the more correction can be witnessed in this particular counter, which might take a stock towards to 8,000 odd levels on the downside. So if we are getting any deeps towards to 8,000 or 8,200 levels, that could be act as a very strong support levels. Fresh long positions can build up at that level because the risk reward ratio will be favorable, but not at the current market price. Small pullbacks rallies can be witnessed, but that will be a short lived. The overall structure is little bit cautious to bearish, so avoid the long positions at the current market price. Deeps towards to 8,000 to 8,200 can be acted as a very good fresh long positions.
Right. All right. I believe we've got a caller, Murugan, who's joining us from Chennai. Murugan, thanks so much for calling us this morning, and good morning to you. How can I help you?
Good morning, sir. I bought it. Actually, I applied for IPO in TCS when it was first became TCS.
Right. Tata Consultancy Services.
And I got 14 shares that I accumulated. Now I am holding 195 shares.
Wow.
So should I continue to hold it or can I exit?
Okay, all right. So, I mean, incredible. Murugan, thanks so much for that question. And it's quite obvious that you're asking about the fundamentals and whether or not to acquire more at the current juncture. Asta, we've got a viewer who has bought TCS from IPO stage, holding on, has built his positions over a period of time, still holding about 195, which he's bought in an average price, I believe, of 653. Should he add more at this point? Should he hold on? What's the view? This is essentially a portfolio stock.
Yes, so I would recommend to hold on this counter with a price target of 4,700 at the initial levels. It is not the ultimate price target, but in the short term, we can see that kind of price target in this counter. Now, talking about this counter, they have shown resilient performance, especially their BFSI segment, when we all know that the macroeconomic conditions were not that good in their Q2 results. In fact, the other segments like manufacturing, or if we talk about the consumer or life sciences, are expected to perform better now, as the US economy, we all know, is performing in a stronger way. So I think this counter will continue to hold value, and it will generate the value for the stockholders as well as shareholders. So I have no issue in recommending hold on this counter. Stay invested in the counter. Initial price target can be set at around 4,700, but I think this price target is subject to upgrade from those levels also.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so that's the view on TCS. Of course, the IT pack was under pressure at the start of the week, but it is up and about in trade today. If I'm not mistaken, it is the sector with the biggest gains right now, the IT index gaining in trade today. The Nifty IT. In fact, let's pull up the Nifty IT and see where it's currently trading, up about 1% or so, more or less holding on to the gains from earlier on in the session. Let's talk about the next question. It's from Lavish, and he's asking about TD Power System, which he's bought at levels of 452. He's got 500 shares. And he's looking at a one-year target for the stock. He's currently in the green. He's bought at 452. The stock is 458 or thereabouts. So not too far away from his buy price. But Swati, on the charts, how does it look?
Yes, definitely, Alex. The chart looks very positive at the current market price, though he has bought at a higher levels. But I believe that the strength is intact in this particular stock, trading in the high tops, high bottom formations, well placed above the important moving averages. I believe that very soon we are likely to witness a new high towards to 500, and about at level 540 can be seen. So if you're looking for a shorter term duration, at least 3 to 6 months, definitely you can hold on by maintaining a strict stop loss for 420 levels for immediate target of 500 and then 540 levels on highs.
Sure, if we actually took a question on this stock, but I'm still going to go across to Karthik from Coimbatore, who's joining us on the phone line now. Karthik, as I understand it, you want to know about NMDC, right? Karthik, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi, Karthik.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. As I am a new trader, I have a doubt on NMDC share.
Yes, please.
I have currently bought 500 shares at price 244.
Right.
And can I hold this share for a year?
For a year, okay. And since you're a trader, I'm curious, did you have any targets that you've placed on the stock?
No, 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 not at all.
You haven't placed any targets, all right. But you have a 1 year time frame. Swati, I'm going to come across to you. I'm not sure if I've already asked you about NMDC, but I'm still going to take this to you. 244 is the buy price, so he's losing a little bit of ground. What kind of target would you place for 1 year? Would you say that he can hold on to this?
Yes, Alex, definitely the counter can be hold because we have seen the already correction from almost 300 to 200 levels. Now the stock is showing a positive reversal from the oversold zone. So the selling pressure will be minimized at the current market price, but as of now it is in the consolidation phase. It's just stuck within the tight range of 200 to 240 levels. So breakout on either side will decide the clear trend of this particular stock. Since it is trading in an oversold zone, I believe the bounce back rally can be seen about 240 towards 270 to 300 levels. So it's a hold from my end at the current market price as well.
Let's run through a few quick questions. I'm coming back to you, Swati, on Sunny's question. He's got MapmyIndia and he's bought 250 shares at a price of 2,000 rupees. Is it a good mid to long-term hold on the technicals?
Yes, Alex, you can hold on this particular counter because we have already seen a correction from 2,500 to 1,500 almost at level. At the current market price, one should not definitely book their losses because we are witnessing some sort of a bounce back rally which may take a counter back towards 2,000 to 2,200. So it's a hold from my end. If you're asking for any stop losses, 1,600 will act as a crucial support levels. So by keeping that stop loss, you can hold on the long positions for 200 target. Beyond that, 2,200 levels can be seen.
Naresh is joining us on the phone line. Naresh, just hold on. I'm going to take one more question from WhatsApp before I come to you. Satya is asking about KEC International and he's asking for the next 1 to 2 years, would you suggest a fresh entry? What's a quick view on this one, Asta, on the fundamentals?
The fundamentals are looking decent to us. I think one can enter into this counter, but at the lower level of around 980 or 970. So yes, entry is recommended, but on the dips.
Naresh, thanks for waiting by. I believe you've got a question on Bajaj Housing.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Sir, I have Bajaj Housing Finance, small quantity of 20 shares.
Right.
So, can I hold from long term?
Okay. And you bought this at IPO stage, is it?
I buy at 133 price.
Okay. You bought it at 133 and you bought it based on the fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else in the lending space, in the BFSI space? Have you bought anything else?
I buy बस इतने यही किया था मैंने.
यही किया था. इसके अलावा कोई स्टॉक है आपके पास BFSI स्पेस में?
या है. अपना ये इंडियन रिन्यूअल में एनर्जी भी लेके रखा था.
REDA.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Asta, on the fundamentals, would you say that he should hold on? It's a small quantity, as he's pointed out, 20 shares at 133. Should he hold on the fundamentals?
Yes, but the IPO came at a price band of 66 to 70, yes. 70. The price went way back in September. And we have seen sharp jump. So one of the best asset quality this company is having, and they have a robust distribution network also. So we are positive on this counter, but I think the price to book multiple is little stretched because at the IPO price of around 70, it has risen to 130. So one has to stay invested here for the longer term horizon only.
I believe we've got one more caller. Amanda is tuning in from Mumbai. Amanda, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Good morning to you. How can I help you?
So I had a query with regards to a stock I hold, which is Dhampur Sugar.
Yes.
Okay, I bought it. I've got 75 shares. I bought it at 226.13. So my query was if I need to hold it or get rid of it.
Okay. Did you buy it? Okay, so you bought it for the long term. So that means more than 1 year. You're comfortable holding that?
I mean, I bought it. My question is, do I need to hold it, or is there an upside to this?
Is there an upside? Okay. Yeah. But you can hold it technically for another year at least?
Okay.
No, I'm asking if you can.
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay. Swati, on the chart, should you hold on to Dhampur Sugar that you bought at 226 on the technicals?
The sugar packs are really not doing very well, Alex, at the current market. It's very seasonal momentum we get in these particular stocks. At the current market price, no wonder it is trading at a support level, so at around 165 to 160 levels, acting as a very crucial support levels. If the madam is interested for a very long-term horizon, definitely 220, 250 levels can be seen. At the current market price, I will suggest to hold on by maintaining a strict stop loss of 165, because that level, if it gets breakdown, then more selling pressure will get intensified, which may take a counters towards to 140. So it's a hold at the current level. If you're getting any bounce back rally towards to 220 to 240 levels, you should exit the long positions. But they at the current market price, hold with the tight stop loss.
Okay, all right. That I think brings us to the end of this particular edition of Ask Profit. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Asta as well as Swati, thanks so much for joining in. Amanda, I hope that answered your question as well. And to everybody tuning in, hopefully we've addressed as many stocks as, we did address as many stocks as we possibly could. We'll be back tomorrow to take more. So log in at that time, 10:30 a.m. And in the meanwhile, stay tuned to NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter. The Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter. The Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed.
Hello and welcome. This is the Small and Mid Cap Show. Well, in this show, we are going to talk to you about managements, bring focus in their business, as well as plenty of other updates. I am Agam Vakil, and with me is Harsh Seta, and we're going to take you through all that. But right at the top, let's start off by bringing in the management of Mass Financial. We have Kamlesh Gandhi. He's the chairman and managing director at Mass Financial. Kamlesh, good morning, and thanks for taking the time out. In terms of the business and the way things are panning out for Mass Financial, I reckon that you guys are on a very strong footing, or rather, certainly a stronger footing when it comes to your asset quality at the moment. Let me start by asking you about what you are making of the borrowers at this point in time, and by that I mean, what is the sentiment in terms of on-ground traction? How are you looking at things, and what kind of conversations are you having with your borrowers at the moment?
Good morning and thank you. So as you rightly put, we are on a very strong footing, especially on the credit quality. And if I share with you, we have been in this business since last more than 30 years and have registered a very consistent growth while maintaining the quality across cycles. As we all know, currently there are some problems in quality for a few of the lenders, and that is because of the aggressive lending and over leverage of the borrowers. So what we usually do at this point of time is to engage with the borrowers very closely, tighten our credit screens, see to that how we extend credit where it is due, and help the borrowers develop rather than just they become more and more indebted. And this is the practice, that is what we have followed over all these years. And currently is the time where to be more circumspect. And over a period of next quarter or two, we see things settling at the ground level.
But Mr. Gandhi, you've grown at 6% sequentially in Q2. You're suggesting you're going to be tightening in terms of your screens, but your growth remains extremely strong. So what gives you that confidence?
See, we have always maintained that we don't target growth, we discover growth. while maintaining the tighter credit screens and through our 13,000 touch points across the country in the 9 states of operation. Whenever we get an opportunity to extend credit where it is due, we are ready for it. So this is the outcome of our hard work over all these quarters, expanding our branches, also working through our NBFC partners, and that has given us a robust growth while maintaining the quality. Having said that, I once again reiterate that we don't determine growth, we discover growth depending upon the market situation. So going forward, we will continue to remain circumspect and see to that at what best can be done on the growth front.
Are you, is this also some sort of indication that you are leveraging on growth where others are likely not able to grow because the industry is facing some headwind and you are not? So are you basically taking advantage of industry headwind to gain market share? Is that what you're alluding to?
That is not a strategic intent. If it happens at some of the centers, so be it. But that is not a strategic intent to gain on market share. But this is the time to be, as I shared earlier, this is the time to be more circumspect and more agile while extending credit so as to maintain the quality of the credit as we have done over all these years.
Kamlesh, so far what we've noticed is that, in terms of delinquencies, there hasn't been such a big problem. But going forward, there is some sort of an indication that over the course of perhaps the next 1 or 2 years, for the industry as a whole, there could be a rise in delinquencies. What is your opinion on this?
So it is difficult to predict a coming 1 or 2 year delinquency levels, but suffice to tell that every lender has to be very cautious every time, not during this time, every time if they want to grow along with managing the quality of the assets. Because as a lenders, we have horizontal presence across geographies and across sectors, and we'll face cycles somewhere here or there. So whenever the company tries to grow very fast, looks the other way on the credit screens, I think these are the problems that they are going to face. So industry as a whole, I think it will be company specific as to how every company approaches and have the approach towards asset creation. And the delinquency levels for the companies will depend on the same.
Mr. Gandhi, a large chunk of your assets, in fact, nearly 80% are micro enterprise loans and SME loans. Are you not seeing any pressure on ground with regard to these assets, or is there some bit of pressure that you're seeing and you're trying to overcome it? What exactly is happening to your book? Talk to us about that.
So when there is such a widespread asset quality issues, we also face pressures to a certain extent, but that is within the manageable levels. So we have always talked about gross GNPA anywhere between 2.25 to 2.5%. And we always talk about ranges for this very reason, that if the macro situations are not so favorable, we might be at the upper end of the spectrum, and when the things are good, we might be at the lower end. So if you say currently we are at around 2.36%, slightly up from our original level of 2.29% the last quarter. And this is the little stress what we are seeing, but it is quite within the manageable levels. And the reason being that we have been very circumspect while extending the credit.
Okay, Kamlesh, what I'm reading is that you're basically focused on MSMEs, home loans, and two-wheeler and car loans in general. Does the strategy remain the same for the company? And looking forward, could this mix change over the course of the next 6 months to 12 months?
So currently we are around 80% MSME, 12% is wheels, that is two-wheeler and commercial vehicle. And around 5 to 6% in personal loan, and we also have a subsidiary that is Mass Rural Housing and Mortgage Finance Limited that contributes around 5 to 7%. So not talking about a quarter or two, but on a 3 years plan, we see this portfolio moving towards around 20 to 25% from wheels, around 10% from home loans, and the rest 60-65% coming from our MSME business.
And you suggested that at the higher end of the band, you expect, or rather you expect the gross stage 3 or the gross NPA ratio in common parlance to be in the range of 2.25%, which is 2.25 to 2.5%. You're slowly inching towards that 2.5% mark. Of course, 2.5% is not a concern. But what I'm trying to understand is two things. One, what is the timing? How much more do you expect the pain to last within the sector as a whole and of course at your level as a company? And second, do you expect to breach 2.5% given the kind of stress that's there in the system currently?
See, we expect another at least 2 quarters to be tough for the industry because when things goes bad, it does not recover so fast. And as far as we are concerned, we don't say that breaching